All rise. Support court with Judge Van Der Bee is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB1063, Ford case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. Ford, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes, Your Honor. I came here to request to be taken off child support.
All right.
My child is almost 18 right now. I'm still sending cash apps, still taking care of my child, so I'm just confused on how the child is about to be 18. He's in the house with his new fiance, two-parent home right now.
All right, folks, buckle up. Today's courtroom drama is going to shake your faith in the system. We've got a mother fighting to break free from child support payments for a son who's nearly 18 and already living with his father and soon-to-be stepmother. The twist? She's paying far more than required, yet the father insists he's covering all the expenses. So who's really carrying the financial burden? Will the judge side with the dad still cashing those checks? Or will the mother finally get the relief she's been pleading for? Let's get into it.
I feel like I just need to be taken off.
All right, so you came to court to ask to be taken off child support because he has a two-parent income?
And because I do take care of my child.
All right, so what's the legal basis that you're asking to be removed from child support?
What am I paying child support for when I can take care of my own child? My child is just currently living with him because I'm on the road due to my business and entertainment and stuff like that. But as far as cash apps and financial responsibility, I do that without him. My child is almost 18, so I don't feel like I need to go through him for everything.
Okay, I understand. And you say he's almost 18, so he's 17?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What grade is he in?
He's a senior, 12th.
He's 17, but he's a senior?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, gotcha. When does he graduate?
In May.
All right. Okay. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to him?
No, I just feel like he's a user and I'm taking care of him and his new fiance.
How is he a user?
He's still allowing me to pay child support for a kid that I'm providing full support for.
Right, but you understand you're under a court order to pay child support. That's not necessarily something that he's doing. That's what the court did the first time. You understand that, right?
Yes, but I just feel like he could have denied it or even spoke up and told you guys that I'm taking care of the child financially.
Why would he do that?
Because he don't need my money. I'm taking care of my own child.
Well, let's play devil's advocate a little bit. Will you have done that for him if the roles were reversed?
Yes, ma'am.
You would have opted not to put him on child support?
If he's already provided financial responsibility, exactly, I wouldn't have done that.
I don't believe that.
Okay. I don't know. You know, I see a lot of things when I'm sitting up here, right? So.
What a twist. This mother insists she's gone above and beyond with her financial support. She's not just meeting the court-ordered amount, she's sending extra for her son's needs. But here's the real question. If she feels it's unfair, why hasn't she gone back to court to formally request a change? That's exactly what the judge presses her on, with a pointed question. Would you have done the same if the roles were reversed? This moment pulls back the curtain on something deeper. How resentment, pride, or a sense of entitlement can cloud judgment. Is the father genuinely covering the costs and deserving of continued support? Or is he manipulating the system to keep the money coming? You decide.
Say you would have done it or you would not have done it, but people in your certain circumstances, I can't say that I've seen them willingly not put the guy on child support when the roles were reversed. So I don't see why that even matters, you know, that you take care of your child, the child lives with him, so you should be paying child support. You'd agree with me, right?
I mean, my child don't have to technically live with him, but you're the judge, so whatever you say.
But he does. I mean, technically, no, he doesn't, but he likes living with his dad, right?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so you wouldn't want to unroot him from living with dad if he likes being over there. No, you agree with me?
I agree.
Okay, all right. So Is it okay if I move over to him, or are you done telling me everything you want me to know?
Yes, ma'am. With just one thing. So even if I'm not taking completely off, I do feel like it do need to be decreased, especially with his age. He doesn't need childcare or anything of that nature. So I will be requesting a decrease if it can't be just thrown out the court order.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right. Okay, sir. Your son lives with you.
Yes, ma'am.
And how long has he been living with you?
Pretty much all the way up till now, pretty much.
So even as a child from the time this order was entered?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. And is it true what she's saying, she give extra outside of paying child support?
I mean, she does. I mean, it's a little bit here and there, but, you know.
How much child support are you receiving right now?
It's roughly around, it's probably about $700.
Okay. Who carries health insurance?
I do.
Here's where things really heat up. The father claims he's footing the bill for everything, from school uniforms to sneakers, insisting he's the one keeping things afloat. But the mother isn't backing down. She argues she's the one, shouldering the bulk of the expenses, even sending extra money for things like basketball uniforms. Now the courtroom's tense, and the standoff is real. Both parents say they're doing the heavy lifting, but someone's exaggerating, or worse, flat out lying. So who's actually supporting the child's needs? Is the father minimizing her contributions, or is the mother overstating her role? It's time to separate fact from fiction.
How much is your health insurance?
Between, let's see, it's around, roughly about $350.
For your son only, or does that include the both
That's
of you?
with both of us.
Okay. All right. So if we split that in half, it's $175 a person, right? Okay. And your son is 17. He's still in high school. He graduates high school in May.
In May.
All right. What other expenses does he have? Like, is he involved in anything extracurricular?
Sports, I mean, he plays basketball, track.
Who pays for basketball?
Me,
Who pays for track?
me as well.
Does mom help out at all with any of those extra expenses?
I mean, no, not really.
Wow.
Well, she said she's seen Cash App and such.
I mean, that's, here and there, It's here and there, it's not, yeah.
But sending extra outside of the $700, that counts for something, right?
Count for some, yeah. I mean, but I feel like, he's with me most of the time, so I feel like, that is needed. So, I mean, that's just my opinion.
Okay. What is her visitation like with your son?
She comes with 2 or 3 times a week, sometime, or he'll stay with her 3 times a week, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So is that pretty consistent?
Yeah, it's consistent.
All right. So consistently, I'm back over to you.
Thank you.
Consistently, what does your visitation look like?
Anytime that I'm in Dallas, I'm spending time with my child. And he also does not.
The father downplays the mother's support, claiming she only sends a little here and there. But the receipts, they tell a different story. What really stands out is that the mother is sending money directly to her son for food, clothing, and other essentials. Yet the father refuses to acknowledge these contributions, painting a picture of someone more interested in control than fairness. Is he deliberately minimizing her role to keep the upper hand? Or are both parents too entrenched in their own narratives to see the bigger picture? Is this an unfair game, or just two parents being equally stubborn?
Or anything of that nature for him.
He lives with him, so he has to be.
No, ma'am. I drops all that off. I'm a fashion designer and I have my own clothing line. So my child is always provided with clothes and sneakers, everything he needs for basketball, uniforms and stuff. I cover that. When he needs shoes,
He just said he pays for it.
maybe the training, but as far as his equipment and shoes and stuff, my son asks me for the money for that and I send him the Cash App. I even have the proof. So,
Does she do that?
I'm paying for that stuff. I don't know what you talking about.
Well, somebody not telling the truth.
Ma'am, I have Cash App receipts to show that I send money for uniforms, sneakers, wristbands, anything, movies, any extra activities my son would like to take part in.
We can call him.
Well, no, we don't want to call him. He's still a child. We don't want to do that. But somebody is not being honest. If she's saying she's sending you money through Cash App, are you putting in the memo line like what it's for?
No, I'm sending it to my son directly.
You're sending it to the child directly. So maybe you just don't know that she's doing that.
I guess that's the case because I don't know anything about that.
What are you paying for exactly?
As far as, uniforms, his everyday, food, clothes, everything he has to do.
She's saying
At this point, it's clear. Both parents are locked in a tug of war, and their son is caught in the middle. The father is holding firm, justifying the current child support arrangement, while the mother, tired of being dismissed, argues she's already pulling more than her weight. We're talking $600 a month for sneakers, food, activities, yet he's still cashing those support checks. So the question stands, is the father taking advantage of the system, or does he have a legitimate reason for keeping the support intact? This is exactly where the legal system needs to step in, to cut through the emotion, sort out the facts, and bring some long overdue balance.
Buy food sometimes, and I even send Cash App for pizza and stuff like that. So I'm paying for pizza for him and his fiance and my son as well.
So you're doing more.
Exactly.
Is what you're saying. On average, with Cash App, how much would you say monthly you're sending your son?
$500 minimum. His sneakers is $200 and better, so I'm buying them 2-3 pair of sneakers a month. Actually, it's probably about $600 a month, ma'am, that I'm sending additional to the child support order.
Okay. And health insurance, is dad only covering that? That's not anything that you're covering?
No, ma'am.
All right. Under your court order, were you ordered to reimburse him for health insurance?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And sir, do you have other children that reside in the home?
Yeah, I have 2 others.
Okay, do you have any other children?
No, ma'am.
Here's the deal. Legally, you cannot come off of child support just yet. Reason being is that a child that is the rule is you pay child support for a child up until they turn the age of 18 or until they graduate high school, whichever one happens later. Your son is 7.
Now let's talk about health insurance. Yes, the father's covering it, but the mother's already contributing more than her fair share in other areas. Despite that, she's still legally bound by the existing child support order. So here's the dilemma the judge now faces. Should the mother's ongoing contributions be officially acknowledged? Or is this just another push to lower her financial obligations? This case raises a bigger issue. What happens when the system lacks transparency and one parent feels shut out of the process? Is justice really being served, or is it just another case of paperwork overshadowing reality?
He doesn't graduate for another few months. So you will be on child support still until he graduates high school. Do you understand that? That's what the law says, all right? Now, what I do think is very telling is that she is paying more. According to what she said, and you didn't refute it, she is paying more than the $700 that she's giving you monthly. So if all of that is assuming that it's true, because you didn't say whether or not it was true or not, I think she should get somewhat of a break on the child support, the monthly obligation at least. Health insurance was never ordered for you to reimburse it to him. So what I'll do is just keep it like it is, where you just keep maintaining the health insurance, and you didn't file anything to request that anyway, and you didn't file anything requesting any adjustments to the health insurance. So what we'll do is just decrease your child support to $450 because according to your testimony, you're sending roughly about $500 anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
On Cash App. So we'll just reduce your child support obligation to $450, and you'll have to pay that through graduation, which is another, 6 months or so?
This is where things really get tricky. The mother claims she's shelling out an additional $600 each month on top of her formal child support obligations, while the father argues that even with what he's receiving, it's still not enough. But amid all the back and forth, one thing is clear. The mother is actively supporting her child, far beyond what the official records reflect. So the question becomes, should the court take those extra contributions into account and reduce what she's obligated to pay? Or is this really a battle over control, about who holds the financial reins, more than what's truly best?
I think that's fair. I think that's what's in your son's best interest. According to her, she's doing a lot, and she's giving it directly to your son. And unless you have something in writing that can refute that, then I have to assume what she's saying is true.
I have no clue about the Cash App thing. I mean, there was no conversation. I mean, I don't check his Cash App like that.
Well, I would hope you wouldn't have a conversation with your son about that, because it's really kind of inappropriate, for you all to discuss that. But
The judge's decision marks a turning point in this case. Reducing the child support to $450 might look like a fair compromise on the surface, but it raises a critical question. Has the father been exploiting the system, or is this truly about protecting the child's best interests? While the judge takes the father's arguments into account, the final ruling suggests that the system can be flexible, perhaps even too flexible. In this instance, leniency may have come at the cost of fairness.
still enrolled in those activities, and those activities are still taking place, there has to be some validity to what she's saying if you know that you're not covering that extra. So that's what it'll be. Your child support will be reduced to $450.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
I'm tired of taking care of his other kids as well.
Huh?
I'm tired of taking care of his whole household.
You
his
don't
family.
know what, now see, you were starting on a good track. Don't come in here and backslide, okay?
All right, yes,
You do
ma'am.
not know what go on in his house, and quite frankly, it is none of your business. So is there anything further that you have that pertains to your business?
No, ma'am. That's it. That's it.
Okay, do you have anything further?
I'm just ready for this to be over so I can live happy ever after with my wife and
Well,
my kids.
go ahead and live happy ever after, because you all are dismissed.
Appreciate it.
Great. Thank you.
And that's a wrap on this emotional roller coaster. The judge's decision to lower child support acknowledges the mother's substantial financial contributions, but it also exposes the complexities of managing support as a child nears adulthood. So what do you think? Did the judge get it right, or was there a deeper issue that never got fully addressed? If this case left you just as stunned as it did us, be sure to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and hit that subscribe button for more jaw-dropping courtroom drama.